Welcome to Boy Time Podcast. We're gonna get litty time, yeah. Oh, it's your Boy Time Podcast. Coming in with the slam dunk of a theme song.
Hey, howdy, hello, and welcome to the Boy Time Podcast. My name is David Zavlov, or however you say it, and as always, I'm joined by Babby and Paul.
No.
We have a slow week, but it's going to be a good podcast anyway, because we have a lot of things to talk about.
Because I'm here.
And by a lot of things, I mean one thing and a few tertiary satellite things.
Good word.
Thank you. So I think this one's probably going to be shorter, but every time I say that, it's an hour and a half long. So, you know, and the audience can see right now. They can look at the little progress bar and see that it's like 2.5 hours long, which really means we vamp about nothing for a long time. But
yeah, you're gonna skip this episode at that point.
Not worth it anymore.
You never know. Maybe we have some insightful conversations. But we have no gaming news. So
What?
I know. Crazy.
Basically, just skip this episode.
Yeah. We do have Gamescom coming later this month on the 23rd. So we will for sure have gaming news then. But I think the biggest gaming thing to come out this week is that Nintendo announced the new Mario Kart bundle thingy, and it's Waluigi Circus, and people are really angry for some reason. It's basically the same crowd that would complain about the new Smash characters. They just moved games, and now they're annoying about something else.
Great.
Basically, me.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the most exciting thing. God of War made a sand sculpture, so that's cool, I guess. I don't know why. But that's it. Let's talk about movie news, because we don't have a whole lot of it, and then we're probably going to be talking about the HBO Max stuff, because that's probably the biggest thing that's happened this week in terms of
I don't
entertainment
even know what it's
things.
about, so I'll get some good news.
Buckle in, because you're in for a ride.
Oh, yeah.
But let's get started first with some fun things. We got our first teaser trailer for Joker 2. It's called, I'm going to be butchering this because it's French, Joker Folie à Deux. I don't know. I have no idea how to say it. But that is the official title. The rumors that Lady Gaga was going to be acting opposite Joaquin Phoenix were true. That was confirmed. She is going to be playing Harley Quinn. It sounds like that the majority of this movie is going to be taking place in the Arkham Asylum. So I think we're finally going to get just a movie about Joker, like, slowly, like, making Harley Quinn.
Slowly yassifying Harley.
Slowly ossifying her, which I think is a really interesting story. It's always been one of my favorite arcs in Batman. There's been some great animated and comic depictions of it, but not so great live action, because I think the only one that we've gotten in live action is from the first Suicide Squad, and that one was really bad and stupid, because you know, Jared Leto. Damaged. So that's the new Joker movie. We also got a release date 2 years from now. October 4th, 2024 is what they're shooting for. I don't think they've even started shooting it yet. I think the script is done, but we're still in pre-production. But we got a teaser trailer 2 years before the movie's coming out. It was just like a silhouette of Joaquin and Lady Gaga, like doing like a waltz, and then it just had the release date. So that was pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to this. It sounds like that it is actually going to be a musical, so that was also true. This is going to be the weirdest movie ever.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Todd Phillips has up his sleeve. I thought I had him pegged now that he's doing his more serious stuff as a Scorsese knockoff guy, because the first Joker is Taxi Driver. Like they're the same movie. So I'm like, okay, he's just gonna be doing his like little Scorsese character study stuff, which is cool. And then he took a complete left turn and is gonna be making a musical, which is not close to the first Joker movie or the Hangover movies. So we got an interesting movie coming up, I guess.
But what if the musical is just like industrial noise rock?
That would really surprise me. I don't know how you would get Lady Gaga to sing over that.
She would own it. Have you seen what she's doing with her tour?
No,
Great.
I have not. I haven't seen
She
anything.
got like super brutalist like stage design.
Oh.
It's really weird.
I mean, I guess I could see Lady Gaga doing just about anything, honestly.
Yeah.
Joaquin can sing. He played Johnny Cash in that Johnny Cash movie a couple years ago. And he did all the singing for that. So, yeah, we got two actual singers here. So that'll be fun. I will keep you posted because this is definitely a release that I am interested in. That's the only movie news that we have. I did want to bring up Prey because that came out on Hulu. Prey is the Predator prequel about the arrival of the Predator. It takes place 300 years in the past, or no, not 300, 3,000 years in the past. Takes place in a Comanche tribe, and I believe the majority of the cast are actually Comanche, and this is the first movie to have an official Comanche dub. So that's a little exciting.
That's neat.
It's pretty neat, I think. Well, I guess an official one. I'm sure there's been
Not like a bootleg.
unofficial, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. If you go on Hulu right now, there's a Comanche version of it, or you can watch the English version. So that's pretty cool. It's been getting really good reviews. It's like at a 90 something on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, that's good.
Issue is I've never seen a single Predator movie. So I would be a little bit lost, maybe. I don't know. It's a prequel, so maybe it's standalone.
I couldn't tell from the trailer that it was a Predator prequel. So
Yeah. I mean,
I got that one and the Lion movie. It's like a lion movie coming out too. But they played them both like back to back in the trailers, and they like had the same trailer where it's like something's hunting someone. It's like the same thing.
Oh, I don't know a lion movie. I have not
I
seen
think
that
Idris
trailer.
Elba's in it.
What? Not with Val Kilmer. Oh, Beast.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, it is Idris Elba. Okay, so there's just two identical movies.
Yeah, and they played them right back to back in the Notebook theater. I'm like, this is the same thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Prey is out now. Beast is coming out October 19th. Not October.
Okay.
August 19th. So just a
August.
couple weeks from now. So that's fun, I guess. I would recommend Prey because it looks cool. I've been seeing some shots, and the cinematography is very well done of what I've seen. So if you're into Predator, you've probably already seen it, but watch it. And then in terms of who asked for this movie news, Nicole Kidman has been signed on to be the AMC spokesman for another year.
Let's go.
I know it's like a meme that this is like the Morbius thing, where like everyone was like like
That's
acting
their marketing.
I know
That's what
they're
they do.
ironically like being Nicole Kidman changed my life when I walked into an AMC theater and I saw her. And then the AMC executives saw that and were like, oh, that people are talking about our theater.
Execs see line go up. They stick with it.
So, yeah, I unironically I hate that thing that plays before every single movie. It is.
I don't go to AMC theaters.
I don't really either. It's the closest one to me, but I usually go away because I don't want to see Nicole Kidman.
Stupid Nicole Kidman
stupid
versus
Nicole
Chad
Kidman.
Greg Marcus.
See, I love Greg Marcus.
Greg Marcus is amazing. I love how much people love him because there's always someone in the theater that laughs at his funny bits. And
Yes.
It's always a great time.
It's like the only like white businessman that I love.
Yeah, it's just like I am very anti-capitalist, but I love Greg Marcus.
Me too. Greg Marcus
my
is the
exception.
best. If it came out that Greg Marcus was like working his employees to the bone and treating everybody bad, it would like legitimately break my heart.
It would mess me up.
I would have some serious trust issues because I put my entire well-being in the hands of Greg Marcus.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm excited. When I move in a couple weeks, I'm gonna finally
yeah,
be
you'll
able
have
to
Greg
see
Marcus
Greg
playing.
Marcus again.
Yeah.
So excited. So yeah, Nicole Kidman can get out of here. Greg Marcus is so quirky, and everybody loves him. So fun time. Let's talk about HBO Max. For those who don't know, HBO Max, I don't know if they're owned by Warner Brothers. I guess they are now. Because I talked a couple months ago, that Warner Brothers is merging with Discovery. They are making Warner Brothers Discovery, which I think is a rather good name.
Really creative.
It's really creative and easy to say.
Yep.
So I said that probably wasn't going to change anything. Once that merger was talked about, like the execs were like, we want to have a streamlined DC thing like Marvel. And I was like, oh no, don't do that. Stop. Because what DC is doing right now works, in my opinion. I know some people really like the Zack Snyder stuff, but I think that those movies are trash, frankly. What the Suicide Squad and Joker and the Batman.
I've seen Watchmen, and that was more than enough to know that I'd never want to see another movie from him. So.
He's made one good movie, and that's arguable, and that's his Dawn of the Dead remake. It was his first movie, but that was written by James Gunn. So that was like, okay, well, you have like one of... It's, yeah. Now he's starting to write his movies, and he's not a good writer. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Watchmen, he just took exactly what they said in the comics. Or not in the comics, the graphic novel.
And I still didn't like it.
No, because it's bad. Like, he turned Rorschach, who is like this racist, evil guy, and he's like, it's awesome. He's like Batman. It's like, no, stop that. Stop, Zack Snyder.
It's not Batman.
And we're going on into a little bit of a tangent.
Whoa.
But I hate that Zack Snyder, he makes superheroes into gods, and he treats everyone else like they're dirt. And
You should watch The Boys.
I do watch The Boys. See, but they're doing it intentionally though.
Yeah.
The thing that Zack Snyder does is that like Superman will like be fighting General Zod in like the middle of nowhere. They're fighting in like a field. And then Superman picks up Zod and flies to Metropolis, a very highly populated area, and then starts like flying him in through buildings so that entire buildings collapse. And it's like, that's not good. Like, why? I'm not rooting for him.
He has the mind of a 12-year-old. Big action scene.
Yeah,
You know?
he really does.
And a lot of people like that, which I can't knock. But
See, I think people like Batman versus Superman. People like the Snyder cut. I don't see a lot of people standing up for Man of Steel. That truly is probably one of the worst comic book movies. I think Batman versus Superman is way worse, but that's as a Batman fan. Having Batman kill people makes my skin crawl, and Zack Snyder did it so liberally that I was
you're
like,
just supposed to beat up the poor people. Don't kill them.
yeah.
Come on, bro.
And to be fair, Tim Burton does have Batman kill people in his movie. Not the first one, the second one. There are scenes where like Batman places a bomb in a goon's pants and then shoves him in a manhole, and then he just explodes. Which isn't what Batman would
coulda
do
lived.
either.
He coulda
Well,
lived.
he could have, but the second Batman movie that Tim Burton did is just a Tim Burton movie. Like Batman is barely in that movie. It's mostly just Danny DeVito and Catwoman just having a fun time. So, but yeah, the way like that's like cartoony though. When Tim Burton did it, like Zack Snyder made like the Batmobile a tank, and then he would like blow up cars, and it's like that's not what Batman would do. It's a little bit disgusting. But I saw that Ben Affleck is coming back to play Batman.
Defamed.
I know. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but I saw that Ben Affleck is coming back to play Batman. Some people are very excited about it. I think that Ben Affleck is the worst Batman. I don't know. Well, that's not true. George Clooney is the worst Batman. And then it's probably Ben Affleck. I'll even take Val Kilmer over Ben Affleck. But let's finally talk about HBO Max. So they merged, and basically every single HBO Max original is on the chopping block. We should have seen it coming when Close Enough got canceled.
Little did we know.
Little did we know that this was indicative of what they're doing now. So the rule is if it's a Max original, it is more likely to get cut. The HBO originals, you're going to be fine. Your Euphorias, your Successions, your Barrys, those are going to be fine.
Thank God Euphoria is fun.
I know. I would have been so sad if they canceled Euphoria.
I'm so excited for season
To 3.
3.
Yeah, that was just their second season, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So now pretty much every single show and movie is now apt to be canceled. It started with Batgirl, which was a completely finished movie, but they shelved it because the CEO himself saw it and didn't like it. So he just canceled it. Which is so weird. Like I've seen like The Star like come out and be like, this is like the worst thing because I put like weeks and like months and months of work into this thing. And just to have it canceled just because the CEO doesn't like it is kind of shitty. And it's like, yeah, that's true. And the writer and director is also echoed that. But that doesn't seem to be changing. Doesn't seem to matter. I think Seth Rogen's new movie was canceled. It's like something pickle. I don't remember what it is.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's a weird one. An American Pickle. Wait, this movie already came out. Maybe it's a sequel to this. I don't know. I just know that it was that Seth Rogen's new project was canceled. It sounds like that they're going to be like spending less money on scripted HBO Max originals and anything that is animated or kids, which explains the Close Enough canceling. But it is sucky. That is, yeah, I'm not a fan of this move. Like
What a hot take.
it is a hot take. Like they were like saying, we need to up our 90-day fiance universe.
Let's go.
And it's like, what does that even mean? And
More content, baby. Reality TV. Let's go.
Here's
It's
the
cool.
thing. The thing is, it's a little bit weird that they talk like that because they released a chart because they're going to be merging HBO Max and Discovery Plus, a service that I don't think anyone owns. But they have a comparison as to who watches HBO Max and who watches Discovery Plus. So HBO Max has a male skew, Discovery Plus has a female skew. Okay, I could see that because Game of Thrones and the superhero stuff's on HBO Max. Those are traditionally more male things.
I feel like the
guess.
demographics aren't though.
I
I
know.
feel like the actual demographics and data would show that it's pretty even.
Yeah, especially with what HBO Max has. Like they have everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I don't think it is, especially since they had another thing where they were like our franchises that everyone loves are HGTV and CNN and 90 Day Fiance and Shark Week. It's like, okay, guys, like you need to chill. But so in other things that HBO Max and Discovery Plus do different, HBO Max is more scripted. Discovery Plus is unscripted. HBO Max is lean in. Discovery Plus is lean back. Don't know what that means.
It means HBO Max originals are like, oh, I gotta lean forward to understand the deep plot development, and lean out is like, funny.
Oh, wait.
I don't know what 90 Day Fiance is.
I don't know.
Funny, whatever
that's-
happens in that show.
It's odd. It's weird describing it like that. And then they said that HBO Max is appointment viewing, and Discovery Plus is comfort viewing. Which I don't have an appointment to watch Peacemaker.
I feel like people have to be more invested though to sit down and watch when you have shows that are like following a strict storyline. I feel like those are ones you watch typically, like you set a time for, and then like for Discovery, it's like you just have that on when like people are over or whatever.
Oh, for
Just,
sure.
like, background noise.
Yeah. I agree with that sentiment. Appointment viewing is a weird way to say it.
It is a weird term to use.
Comfort viewing, that's perfect. That is
I would
what
say
that
like,
is.
well, I guess I can't say scheduled since it's not scheduled.
I don't know. It's a weird comparison. Like I don't think that's an opposite to comfort viewing. Appointment.
Not entirely.
Viewing. And also their next one is also a little confusing. HBO Max, home of fandoms. That is correct. Discovery Plus, home of genre-doms.
That's not really.
That's not a thing.
Home of dumbs is what they should have said.
Home of dumbs. That is what they should have said. Yeah, so coming up soon, this is going to be a merged platform. HBO Max and Discovery Plus is going to be one thing. It is going to be coming out summer of next year in the States. It sounds like it's going to be slowly rolling out across the world after that, which I think is weird because I think the UK just got HBO Max. So they're about to get that taken away very shortly. But yeah, I am. This is very disappointing to me. Last week, I was on here praising HBO Max for having one of the best selections of all time, and that is still true. But these are some brain dead decisions here to cut.
No, it's not. Gives them more money.
Well, not the merge, but just to like cut all these things.
It's still like it saves them more money. That's why they're doing it. It's the only reason.
I know. It's unfortunate though, because I think like animated shows underrated in the grand culture in our niche. Yes,
They get shafted at every angle.
It does, and I realize that they take more time. It takes, I would say, more effort, honestly, to draw every frame. I would say that
It's more effort to market too.
yes, especially something like Close Enough. I feel like it was a niche show, even though it was J.G. Quintel. It was pretty much just people who watched regular show as a kid.
Or telling me Adult Swim's got to do some. Like I feel like it's perfect for Adult Swim.
They should save it.
That'd be great.
Adult Swim is one of they're still my favorites. I love Adult Swim.
Swim's probably goated in terms of networks.
Speaking of, Smiling Friends Go to Brazil. That's out on HBO Max right now as we squeak. Well, actually, not as we speak. It's actually airing tonight and then coming out tomorrow. But by the time this podcast comes up, it will be out on HBO Max. So, I don't know. I'm gonna say it's really good, and then next week I'll decide if that is true. But I love Smiling Friends. I would be very surprised if it was really bad.
With a title like Smiling Friends Goes to Brazil, there's no wrong that can be done.
That is true.
You're already way more in tune than most shows. So.
Well, it's Psychic Pebbles. He's very with the internet community. So, yeah, a little unfortunate. But related to that, Barry season 4 has started production. So that's fun. I saw an image of Henry Winkler and Bill Hader just smiling, and
Friends.
they are friends, which is funny because they were on set and it's in like Bunny Colvin's house. So like as Barry's gonna go to jail, like it's just like, hey, I'm hanging out with Henry Winkler, we're having a good time. And then it's Barry go to jail. So that's all the news we have. HBO Max, that was the big thing. So on to the music segment.
We do music on this show. That's
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Last week was poppin'. This week is not poppin'. Sorry. I think there was one song that came out.
What?
I think that's it. Like there was literally nothing. I checked like album of the year to see if anything looked interesting. There was just nothing. The only news is that Carly Rae Jepsen is back, and her album's coming out.
Was she ever gone?
October 21st. She was gone for a long time. Yeah.
Oh, she was not gone from our hearts.
I think 2017 was the last time she dropped.
Oh, really?
Or 2019. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she's back. There's gonna be a new album. She released a single, Beach House. It's not that good, but it's fine.
No.
I think a lot of people are like super excited that like, oh my god, Carly Rae Jepsen's back, and then the song came out, and they're like, oh no, don't do this.
That's not good.
It's got the same kind of like "Call Me Maybe" charm, where the lyrics are just god awful, but the groove is like good enough for it to be poppy still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I no, sorry.
That's so sad.
I'm hoping that this is just like the lead single thing that like trying to get TikTok clicks or something.
That could be.
The actual record's not going to be like this because like the groove on the track's pretty good, but like the lyrics are just not it at all. So, I mean, I like a good campy pop song every now and then, but this is too far.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'll still be looking forward to it. I have emotion on my wheel.
That is true.
I do want to listen to that eventually, sometime soon, hopefully. You never know. Whatever the wheel picks. Although I got stacks on the wheel game now.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm updated. I got a lot I want to get through.
I have a music thing happen today.
No way.
Well, it's not really music related, but it's a musician.
That's really cool. Okay.
Frank Ocean posted a dick pic on Instagram.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. This dude won't drop an album, but he's selling like cock rings on his Instagram profile. It's crazy.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, because people were like, you should check out Frank Ocean's story. It's really fun. I'm like, oh no, Frank. It's blurred out except for the ring.
What the bottom half of the blonde cover is.
Yeah.
One day, our paint will be over.
I know.
Frank Ocean will return.
Well, I got excited because like the Twitter like headline thing for it was trending.
And it was like Frank Ocean's on Instagram. I'm like, oh, okay.
And the thing was, people are talking about what Frank Ocean just posted on Instagram, and I'm like,
they sure are.
Oh, are people? And it said it was trending as music, and I'm like, oh, dude. And then I check Instagram, and I got yeah. I got.
It was a little unfortunate. I don't know what's up. He needs to come back.
I know. he does. He's too busy making like $2,000 gold
Too
rings.
busy making the best piece of music to ever release in the year of 2023.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Yeah. What else do I have? Only new thing I listened to this week was Talk Talk, which is I was trying to get into their stuff when I was doing post rock stuff, and I forgot about it after I completely diverted from that and just did entire discography runs. Talk Talk, I think, is like one of the earliest pioneers of post rock. So I did Spirit of Eden. I was gonna do Laughing Stock, but the covers are like kind of connected to each other. So I'm like, let me start with the one before it because I feel like these are connected. But 6 songs, 40 minutes. If Godspeed and Swans are like you have to like go through this like incredibly difficult journey to get to a top of a mountain, this is just like kind of breezing through a field. This is really easy.
Okay.
It's very pretty. It's still very post rocky. You can definitely tell like this is one of the first times that this style has been done. But it's very pretty, very drawn out. There's some woodwind instruments that are in some of the tracks, and it's very sweet. But yeah, this is a very easy listening post rock experience. There's a little bit of lyrics going on here, and these are like the first time like I can actually understand lyrics in post rock because they're usually R0 or it's like in some made up language. So it's always a plus. But yeah, this thing's pretty great. I listened to it like twice today. It's just kind of good background music to have on. But yeah, definitely check it out. Very accessible post rock. I think I'll do Laughing Stock next, so I can talk about that probably next week. I was going to put them both today, but I'm like, I would rather just focus on one of them because otherwise I'm going to get them confused.
Yeah.
And there's been, I feel like I've overloaded myself with like too good of music. I feel like I'm
You
kind
need
of
to listen
overloaded
to
at the
some bad
music.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm overloaded at the moment. I feel like I need to chill, which I have been. This like I've only listened to one new album this week plus our reaction. But yeah, check out our Cocktail Twins video.
Well, it's a good thing
tomorrow or today, whichever your platform you're listening on.
it's a good thing that we're reacting to SZA next because she has historically really bad music.
Yeah, of course.
So
I definitely won't be listening to SZA on repeat after we react to Control on Monday. That definitely won't happen. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of overloaded here. Like after Beyonce and Chat Pile last week, and then like the Cocktail Twins record is so insanely good that I can't stop listening to that. And I still have Snail Mail Lush on repeat.
yeah, that's a good one.
Now this Talk Talk record's going to be getting the mix here. But hey, I'm not listening to songs that are like 30 minutes long, so I have more time to not stay on one song every time. So,
Oh, okay.
although I still do listen to the songs whenever they shuffle in my playlist, because like you're like, oh, I should skip this, and then you're 2 minutes in, and you're like, I'm not gonna skip it.
Yeah.
It's a curse. But yeah, check out the Cocktail Twins video. I did a different editing style, so let me know if you like it or not. It takes a little bit longer to do, but I think it rides a lot smoother.
Am I gonna
I
have to
kinda
change my
crossfaded all the
editing?
audio.
Oh,
Just so like it's not abrupt cuts. Everything's very smooth.
that's probably the smart way to do it.
Yeah. Plus, this video had a lot of edits in it, so I'm like, I'll try.
So you
something.
went hard in this video.
I went
is
hard
what
on
you're
this
saying.
one. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm probably not going to go hard on SZA because I'm going to be moving and tired, and I don't want to. So,
But I think that's it. I listened to one Joy Division song from Unknown Pleasures because I wanted to get somewhat of a taste of what we're getting here. It's really good. So I bumped it down. It wasn't like my semi-X category because I wasn't sure what it was. But after hearing the first song, I bumped it down to just good. Or what's our category? Or
meh.
is it good?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
The wheel.
Oh.
What's our?
Oh,
what's
Joy
our
Division. You put it to meh.
Oh, I put it to meh. Okay. I think it wasn't semi-X, but I bumped it down. But it's post-punk. It's kind of Talking Heads-esque. So I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be as bad for Jerry. So I'll bump it down.
Talking Heads is fun.
Yeah. This is like the depressed version of Talking Heads.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds really good. So Might get that picked eventually too. I have a lot on my wheel that I want to listen to.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
It turns out I'm adding too much that I want to listen to on my wheel, so now I'm kind of just like
Now you're stuck.
stopping myself in my regular listening times.
Oh,
So.
yeah.
But that's fine. I'd rather have the reaction videos out because I'll listen to an album and be like, man, that would have been cool to have a reaction for because I have a lot to say.
Oh. Yeah, that is the issue. I'm watching Fast and Furious movies, so
Yeah, that's a little different.
I'm not bottlenecked. I'm
You're
free
not
to
bottlenecked.
I'm free to watch all the sweet juicy content I want.
Let's go.
So,
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it?
There's not a lot happening this week.
Okay.
Or any, yeah.
I just realized that I forgot to talk about Fast and Furious. So, we'll wrap up this podcast with some Fast and Furious talk. I already forgot what they're called. Well, I remember one of them.
Fate of the Furious.
I remember Fate of the Furious. I don't remember what the
Fast
seventh
7.
one. Fast 7? No, it's Fast 5. Furious 7.
Oh, Furious 7. They took the other part of the name. Okay.
They did. So
Creative.
I was wrong. The sixth one is called Fast and Furious 6. However, when the movie starts, the title card says Furious 6.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one is real. I assume it's probably Fast and Furious 6. That's what it's listed as on like Letterboxd and Google and everything. So I watched Furious 7, which is the last one that Paul Walker's in, and I watched Fate of the Furious. Yes, that I was I knew that song was going to be in the movie, and it still made me laugh when it
Boy, it's sure in the movie.
it is. Okay, so I've been kind of negative on the franchise the past few entries. 5 and 6 are by far the worst. They are so
I told you
stupid.
this would happen.
They are the worst movies. However, 7 and 8,
But
geese. They're
Okay.
geese. I'm enjoying the new Fast and Furious era. And I don't know if it's
when
because
it's not
I
about racing.
when it's not about racing. It's campy as hell.
Yep.
The family stuff is so stupid. I don't see it at all. Everyone hates each other, but Vin Diesel's like, family's the most important thing. Furious 7, that was the first one that had Jason Statham in it. We're finally caught up to Tokyo Drift. It starts with Jason Statham killing Han, which I don't think is what happened in Tokyo Drift, but that was 4 Fast and Furious movies before
That
that. So
dude getting killed on screen 3 times. It's
yeah,
crazy.
he's been killed so much. So Jason Statham's there. Yeah, I honestly 4, 5, or no, not 4. 5, 6, and 7 all kind of blend together because they're all the same movie. It's just big bad guy. Then there's the government agency that's like Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Michelle Rodriguez. We should stop them. They're bad. And then they do stop them, and then Vin Diesel saves the day at the end.
And then they have a cookout.
And then they have a cookout at the end, and then they shove in Christian propaganda, and Paul Walker's like, "Oh, you eat first. You have to say grace," and then everyone holds hands, and they're deep in prayer, and they say, "Jesus, thank God, I love cars so much. I wish I could not drink Corona and I could just drink unleaded straight from the pump. Amen."
Yeah, I think I know why China loves these movies because like this would be so entertaining to just like get a look at an American culture like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
it really is like it's not exactly American propaganda because more
No,
often
but it is
than-
very American.
it's very American. The American government is more often the bad guy in most of these movies. They are often the ones that are chasing and about to arrest the furious gang. But yeah, it is a deep dive into American culture for sure. So 7 happened. It was like the best one out of 5, 6, and 7, but it wasn't really good. There was a funny scene where Tyrese Gibson was like, they're like, you need to cause a distraction, Tyrese. And he's like, okay. And they're in Abu Dhabi. They're in this big skyscraper. It's a big
Oh yeah, that's
party.
where they steal like
They
the $50 million
they
plane.
steal, it's like one of seven. It's like
Yeah.
it can go 0 to 70 in 3 seconds. It's one of the fastest cars in the whole wide world, and they have to steal it. And so Tyrese is like, "Oh, I'll do a distraction," and he just like walks up to a random chick and he's like, "Happy birthday!
Oh yeah.
It's your birthday! Happy birthday!" And then he steals the DJ's microphone. He's like, "Everybody sing happy birthday to this one random chick," and she just doesn't say anything, which does, I think that it might have actually been her birthday, because she didn't say, "Oh, sorry, no, it's not my birthday." She just like walked along, and I'm not assuming that they paid her less because she didn't get any lines. I'm assuming that that character actually had a birthday on that day. I refuse to believe that they just wanted to pay her less so they didn't give her any lines.
Yeah.
You never know.
I know. It's because they didn't want to pay her.
We
But
cut her line so we could show the epic CGI recreation of a car jumping out of a skyscraper.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do it not once, but
They do it
twice.
a lot.
There's three skyscrapers. They're the three highest skyscrapers, and they just happen to be all right next to each other in Abu Dhabi. And very luckily for Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, they can just drive out the window into the another building and
And
not.
this one of seven multi-billion-dollar like vehicle.
It's one of the rarest vehicles on the planet. One of the highest end vehicles, and they're like, what was Vin Diesel's line? It was so stupid. It was like, "I hate to see a beast in a cage."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, "Ugh, stop it."
So they drive it off a cliff.
And then they drive it through a building, and
Those cars are built so low too that like a road bump or like a speed bump would like literally total it.
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, they do it the first time, and the car is barely damaged. And they don't happen to hit a wall or any of like the concrete floors. It's perfect. They land it directly in another window, stick the landing, and they don't stop. Because why would you stop? You could just stop the car,
That's
go
not
down
very
the
Fast and
stairs.
Furious if you stop.
Yeah. People are chasing you, and they have their wingsuits, and they're flying out of the party. That's not true. Nobody was chasing them at this point. But oh wait, you know what? I remember. I think Vin Diesel says no brakes, if I remember right.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah,
brakes
he does say that.
the brakes cut magically. I guess that's what happens when you land a car by jumping it through a skyscraper. So then, instead of just bailing out and letting the car just crash, they stay in it and jump across another skyscraper, and then they jump and bail out. And then the car falls to its death. It explodes. So now there's 6 on the planet. So that was the most exciting part. The finale I don't even remember. All of these movies are exactly the same, and
I thought that was the finale. That's the only part I remember from that movie.
that is like the second heist thing in that movie. There's like 4 or 5.
That's the part they promoted a lot too, so I don't even remember what the ending of that was.
I don't remember. I remember at the end, Paul Walker has a kid with Vin
Oh, yeah.
Diesel's sister, and his sister's like, I'm pregnant. We're gonna have a daughter, and then Paul Walker's like, that's awesome. And then Vin Diesel, because, okay, do you know when in production Paul Walker died in real life?
I thought it was pretty late in 7.
Because he's in the entire movie, but
Yeah,
there's
it's
some
pretty late in
things.
7, I think.
The ending, see, I don't know, and I refuse to look it up, but
Okay.
I think Paul Walker died maybe a couple months before the movie came out, because the ending is so shoddily thrown together that it is frankly, no, I'm not going to say it's insulting because they made a whole song about it, but it is so bad. It is kind of funny. The ending of the movie, they have their cookout, they all praise Jesus for cars, and then they go to a beach.
Garage. Oh, then it's the beach.
They go to the beach. They just shot some B-roll of Paul Walker walking down the beach with Vin Diesel's sister and the baby. And Vin Diesel's like, he's home. It's where he belongs. It's where he's always belonged. Which is such a stupid final line in the movie that it made me laugh out loud. And then everyone like looks at Vin Diesel and like smiles like that was a good thing to say. And then Vin Diesel gets in his car, and then you hear the piano.
Have you ever seen that scene?
I've seen
Until
the
now?
scene.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I thought that was just the
Iconic.
music video.
No, it's actually from the movie.
It's just ripped from the
Yeah.
movie. So
I don't know which one came first, but
I don't know. But Vin Diesel's driving down this cliff, and then Paul Walker's car pulls up, and you're gonna have to look. If you have not seen this scene, I highly recommend looking it up. It is obvious that they did not have a shot of
Yeah.
Paul Walker like doing a sincere look out the window to Vin Diesel. It is. This is my theory, and I refuse to look it up. But my thought is that this is a shot. Paul Walker, he's in the car. They have a green screen behind him, and he's like racing, and then he like looks out the window at like the AD, and he's like smiles, like, "Hey, we're done," because they have that thing where he like looks out the window, and then they reverse the footage to him like driving. I shit you not. It is like it's so bad. And then they cut to a shot of Vin Diesel, and he's just like smiling as whoa! Charlie Puth is just wailing in the background at Paul Walker, and then Vin Diesel goes one way on the road, and then Paul Walker takes a left, and then Paul Walker was never heard from again in the movie. Because in the 8th one, they acknowledge that Brian exists, and he is alive. He is canon alive in the Fast and Furious movies. They are continuing his legacy. But this one is different. Fate of the Furious, this one might be my favorite one since 4. Which is weird to say, because it is by far maybe the dumbest.
this is the ice one.
This is the ice one. I forgot to mention that in the 7th movie, Kurt Russell plays the government guy, and Kurt Russell has been in like a bunch of like John Carpenter movies. He's been in some Tarantino movies. He is a very, very good actor. Why is he in Fast and Furious?
Easy paycheck, dog.
I guess
Oh, yeah.
he just kind of gets to ham it up.
Yeah,
So
it's a dream job right there.
It is, and he does do a good job. He's very quirky, because it's Kurt Russell. He's great, and so he reprises his role in the 8th one. But Charlize Theron plays the bad guy in this movie, and she is pretty much exclusively in like artsy movies. Like she was in Monster, which was Patty Jenkins' first movie. She was in Mad Max Fury Road. She's getting her own spin-off, the Mad Max Furiosa movie. She is a very, very talented actor. She has won multiple Academy Awards. She is probably one of the best actors out there right now. She is in the Fast and Furious saga as bad guy. It is crazy that she is in this, and she does great. It kind of goes without saying that she does great, but it's so weird seeing her in the Fast and Furious movies, and they gave her like dreads, which I thought was really weird. It's like white girl dreads that you see like when white girls go to like Mexico or something, and they're like, I'm part of the culture now. You know what I'm saying? They gave her
Yeah.
those kinds of dreads. which I don't know if that was intentional or just how her hair looked that day, but it's a little weird. But she convinces Vin Diesel to betray his family. Let that sink in.
Most important.
It's the most important thing.
She's so beautiful. I can't even talk to you right now.
So he's on honeymoon. He's on his honeymoon in Havana, Cuba. And he's like, I love Cuba so much. It's my favorite place.
Family.
It's so awesome. It starts off with a street race with him and some other Cuban, I don't know. He's like a gangster, I guess, kind of. And Vin Diesel races. It's actually an interesting like thing because like Cuba has very old cars because they were I don't know exactly what the story is.
Imports from the 50s
Imports.
and 60s before the freaking sanctions took over.
Yes.
They
So
embargoed.
They don't have any new imports.
Yeah. So they almost exclusively have old cars. So like when they were going around showing all the cars in the opening, they were all like old 50s cars. And Vin Diesel drives this old like rust bucket and then he like strips all of the body out and then he has like a NOS, the injection into the engine. Yeah, the thing that makes them just slightly
Through the waves and
lean
stuff,
back
yeah.
into the chair. But he has a little trick. He has a pop tab into the tube that is connected to a string. And so then when he needs an extra boost, he can pull the string, which will disconnect the NOS cooling system from the engine, which basically starts his car on fire, which somehow makes him go faster. I don't know how that works. I'm not a car guy.
Fire fast.
Unrestricted nitrous, but it blows up your car.
It blows up his car,
There's no regulation system.
which it is his nephew's car. I forgot to mention that.
Family's not
Or
as
his
important
cousin's
as this
car or
drag
something.
race.
Yeah, he's in this drag race, and he beats the guy just barely, and then he drives his nephew's car into the ocean because it's on fire. And then his nephew's like, "That was so sick! You just won the race." And then Vin Diesel's like, "You can have my car now." And it's like, wow, that was such a touching
That's
scene.
so kind of you.
And then he's walking around, and then Charlize Theron is like, I don't know, I'm dumb. I'm not good at car. And then Vin Diesel's like, it's probably a transmission Ciron transistor,
Doohickey.
whatever. I don't know anything about cars, so I don't know. And then she's like, you're so stupid, you fell right for my trick. You should never help white women on the street because they're going to betray you and make you steal nuclear launch codes from Russia
Yo.
and steal an EMP from Berlin, you stupid
That's
coward. Yeah,
Who could have known?
I didn't know.
I didn't
But-
see this movie, so this is wild, dude.
That's how this starts. She's just like, I have car problems. And then he's like, oh, I'm here with my girlfriend. We're having a honeymoon. And she's like, you're going to work for me. And he's like, no, I'm not. And she's like, yes, you are. And then it cuts. And then he betrays Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in an epic EMP heist. And then he causes the car to roll over 7 times. And then Dwayne Johnson is fine because he's Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, it's his contract.
It's in his contract. And then Vin Diesel walks up and steals the EMP. And then Hobbs is like, it's not too late. You can still be the good guy. And then Vin Diesel gets in his car and drives away. And then he's like, now it's too late. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vin Diesel steals an EMP and steals nuclear launch codes in New York City, which I have no idea how they got. They shot so much in New York City, it's crazy. But the CGI has gotten way better because there is a scene where Charlize Theron hacks all of the cars in New York City and causes giant hordes of cars to race around and cut off this convoy of cars that has the nuclear launch codes. And there's a spot where there's a parking garage and she just causes all the cars to drive off. It's 10 stories up and they're just raining down on the city, and then it kills the Russian guys and it's super awesome. But yeah, it's revealed Now get this. Vin Diesel had a girlfriend when they thought that Michelle Rodriguez was not going to come back and do these movies because they killed her off. And then she ended up coming back, but then she lost her memory, but then she got her memory back again in the 7th one. So now in this 8th one, his girlfriend from the Brazil movie actually had a baby with Vin Diesel the whole time, but he didn't know about it. Yeah, so that's why Vin Diesel is doing this, because it's family.
My family's more important than my family with that other girl.
Yeah. Yeah, he straight up kills Shaw. He shoots him twice, and then everyone thinks he's dead. But I knew he wasn't dead because they made a spin-off movie about him.
It could be a prequel, though.
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, they shoot him twice, and then they were like, he didn't make it. Nobody ever dies except for Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot actually died, and Han is dead now. She had a Wonder Woman. Han died, and then they didn't know that people liked him. So
I don't think people liked him until he died.
I liked him in the 3rd one. I thought he was pretty good. As soon as you take him out of that movie, he's just nothing. He's a nothing character.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vin Diesel has a kid now, and it's super crazy. And he doesn't kill his girlfriend right away. He's like, I'll never kill you. I love you so much. And then Michelle Rodriguez is like, you'll never shoot me. You love me. And he's like, you're my family. I'll never shoot you. So even though you have the nuclear launch codes I need to save my son and girlfriend. And then the guy from Game of Thrones comes out. There's this big barbarian guy in Game of Thrones, and he's in this movie. And he I'm going to kill you, Michelle Rodriguez. And then Vin Diesel puts the pistol up to that guy's head, and he's like, you're not going to kill my girlfriend. And then he steals the nuclear launch codes. And then when they get there, they get back onto the secret airplane that Charlize Theron has, and then Vin Diesel's Brazilian girlfriend dies. They kill her right in front of the baby. It's crazy. That's crazy. It's wicked. And then Dom's like, you have your foot on a tiger, and you can't take your foot up, otherwise it's going to attack you. And she's like, I'll never let you out. But she does.
I just really like feet.
I love feet.
He's such a philosopher.
You're so beautiful.
Yeah. So that it all culminates. They go to random city in Siberia, Russia, and it's apparently been taken over by Russian terrorists. It's not the Russian government. It's Russian separatist terrorists that have taken this base. I feel like they had to say that so that they'd be able to show the movie in Russia.
Yeah, any movie with the Russian antagonist, it's always some weird offshoot because there has to be a bad guy that's linked to a country, but they never want to say it.
Yeah. Or they've been doing this thing now that Kurt Russell is a part of this Smoke and Mirrors international army group that has a vendetta against this other international army group. So they're getting around it by saying it's they're Russian, but they're working for Cloak and Dagger, whatever. So, but this one, they're nope, there are separatist terrorists that have taken this base. Russia hasn't taken it back yet for some reason, even though it's been months. And there's a submarine that has nuclear warheads on it, but Russia has not taken back this base yet. So Charlize Theron sends Vin Diesel to go in there and detonate the EMP right under the submarine to knock out the system so that she can hack in and launch the nuclear warheads, because she doesn't want to start World War III, even though she's going to. She wants to launch nukes for, get this, accountability.
Oh.
Yeah, it's almost a twist. It's oh, okay, you want to punish tyrannical governments or something. She's like, no, I just want to be powerful and then have all of the countries kind of bow to me because I have the power to launch nuclear warheads from one submarine.
That's literally every country with nukes, though.
Yeah. Well, she wants to be an independent state, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. A girl boss state.
She wants to be girl boss state. But what she didn't realize is that Shaw was still alive. And that he had Green Goblin,
Baldy.
he had a Green Goblin flying glider thingy, so he could fly into the secret plane and have hijinks with the baby and the baby carrier. He's like, he put on Beats by Dre on the baby and then played it really
That's fun.
loud, so that he could like murder people in front of the baby and the baby would still be happy, which I thought was
fire.
pretty funny. And he's like really like quirky and personable, and he's like a super nice guy to this baby. And then like you cut to like the sixth movie when he's like murdering pregnant women and stuff. Yeah, there's character development in there somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, Jason Statham saves the day. He kicks Charlize Theron out of a moving plane, but she had a parachute because she has to come back in the ninth movie. And the baby's fine, so Vin Diesel betrays her and wins and saves the day. And Tyrese Gibson loses his bright orange Lamborghini in the Siberian ice.
Not the Aventador.
Yeah, he saw that. Like everyone else is like in tactical things. Dwayne Johnson is he's in the Jeep truck that has Arctic blue camo.
Awesome.
Which is probably the worst car I've ever seen, but it is practical.
They never give him cool cars. It's always like, oh, let's get this guy a big old government car.
Yeah, he's always in like big military ATVs. But yeah, he saves the day, and then they go to New York City and they have a rooftop barbecue. And Vin Diesel and The Rock are shot on different sets because they hate each other in real life, and it's so awkward. But it's announced Vin Diesel gets to name the baby because his girlfriend's like, I call him Marcos, but that's his middle name. I think his father should be the one to give him a name, which is very fortunate because she gets murked like 2 minutes later.
How fortunate.
But you'll never guess what he names the baby.
Brian.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's crazy. I thought for a second they were gonna name him Paul, but they named him
too
Brian. That would have been too meta.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Brian or Brian's wife is not there, so
Yeah.
everyone's just like, yeah.
That's kind of cool, I guess. Kind of weird, though.
Kind of weird that you just named him after this dude.
He's
that
not dead. He's
he's
still
not
alive.
dead. He's still here.
Weird.
Like, there's even a scene where, like, Michelle Rodriguez is like, we should get Brian to help us on this. He'd know how to get through to Dom. And then Ludacris is like, no, we agreed. We are not going to get Brian involved because he's a family man now. I'm like, okay, you just had to write that in, right? Because,
Family.
yeah, because family.
Well, someone was going to bring it up.
Someone had to bring it up, frankly. So that was Fate of the Furious. I forgot to mention that almost every single action scene was done really, really well. There were like there's like a scene where Dwayne Johnson breaks out of prison. Don't ask, okay? He breaks out of prison and like the prison riot scene is awesome. Like the way that they shot the choreography was really cool. And Dwayne Johnson is just a tank, just like he like takes on 3 dudes at once and he just like shoves them through a concrete wall. It's so awesome. I've kind of come around to these movies. That one, I'll admit it. They're very
Just
dumb.
a Marvel movie without superheroes now.
No, they're
It's just like,
superheroes.
what's the wackiest? They are superheroes, but they're not technically superheroes.
No,
It's
no.
just like the wackiest thing they could come up with, which I can appreciate just dumb, stupid action movies.
Yes.
And I've watched 7 out of 9 of these. And
10
the 8th
now.
one seems even crazier. Yeah, 10 technically.
Yeah.
With Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw. Which is weird. The entire movie, like they're threatening to kill each other, and then
And they kiss.
they don't kiss. That's in the new one. But the moment Shaw dies, Hobbs he's like, and then he turns around and just dents a steel box with his fist. It's like you hated each other the entire movie. You're just like, I hate that tea and crumpets eating asshole. He tried to kill my Brazilian girlfriend. You tried to kill my daughter. And then Hobbs is like, oh, you're just a wanker. You stupid idiot. And then he dies. And then Dwayne Johnson's like, oh, this is the worst thing that has ever happened to me in my life. It's
who am I gonna hate now?
who am I gonna hate now? I still wanted to kick his ass. So, Fate and the Furious, pretty good. If F9, the Fast Saga, continues this, I will be a very, very happy boy. If the action is shot well, I'm here for it. Yeah, I cannot understate how surprised I was by how good the action was. It felt like I was watching a Japanese movie, which is the highest compliment I can give an action movie.
They took out the car racing budget and upped the action scene budget.
They really did, because there was hardly any cars in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, there were cars in the movie.
Yeah, but they didn't do the vroom vroom race stuff like they do usually.
Well, they did the race in
Actually,
Cuba.
they haven't done that since like the third movie. So.
No, they had one race in Cuba, and then the rest of it was spy shit. And everyone got in a car, and they were like doing a race at like the ice thing, but then they all got out of their cars and fought on the submarine.
That was trailer bait.
Yeah, it was for sure. Because everyone has like Ludacris is driving like a tank, and Dwayne the Rock Johnson is in the Jeep truck, and Michelle Rodriguez is in like the Nissan Altima. It's like the weirdest collection
It's an
of cars.
RX-8 or RX-7 or whatever.
I don't care. Well, everyone like they went to like this underground warehouse in New York City that this Cloak and Dagger organization has, which must cost a fortune because it's like this huge underground garage, and studio apartments go for like $3,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? And then they have like this huge garage, and there's like it's like a vending machine of cars. It's just like the whole thing is just walled with all these cars, and they're like, these are all the cars that we steal from drug dealers on the East Coast. And so they got like a tank from a drug dealer on the East Coast, and got like a military ATV from a drug dealer on the East Coast.
Dang, I need to hit up the drug dealer. Apparently, they got some good vehicles.
They got some good
The
cars.
good stuff.
All the drug dealers I've ever interacted with drive like shitty 20-year-old cars, but maybe I'm not dealing with the high-end people. I'm just dealing with street level guys.
The Walgreens pharmacy.
You know, Heisenberg always had like a really cool minivan, so
He had the Pontiac. Is it the Aztec?
I have no idea. I've never seen that car in real life.
The Pontiac Aztec was like, that's literally like the Breaking Bad car. Like everybody just views it as that now.
Oh, yeah, it is the Pontiac Aztec.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is the weirdest shaped car. I've never seen it because I feel like I would remember.
It's so strange. It's like a PT cruiser levels of like, why did you ever create this?
But
The
it's
Nissan
Heisenberg.
Cube.
The Nissan Cube is weird. It has that wraparound window.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was no Pontiac Aztec or Nissan Cube in the drug dealer garage.
They could have clapped out a Pontiac Aztec with like ice racing wheels and like a giant spoiler and like a guard on the front. Like they could have done that.
It would have been funny. They even make a joke because they're like, you can pick any car in this garage, and so Tyrese takes like the orange Lamborghini, and it's a rear view or real wheel drive.
Yeah.
On ice. So he's like always he like can't drive, and he's just always slipping and like and then he fell into the water.
Oh, it's a Murcielago too. It's an old Lamborghini. Like
Yeah.
2005 one.
Yeah, him and Ludacris both creamed their Dockers when they saw it.
Yeah. I mean, I would too, but it's crazy.
Yeah. They originally wanted to do that when they were chasing Dom through New York City, but then they're like, you have to be inconspicuous. And then Tyrese Gibson was like, it'll be the last thing they expect us to be in, a neon orange Lamborghini. And then the government guy's like, you're stupid. I hate you. Die, Tyrese Gibson. I say you're so stupid. Yeah, so that was Fate and the Furious. I recommend it. I think it's fun and
What do you
really
mean?
good
I've
action.
seen the movie now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had a lot
You just
to say.
explained every intricacy. I don't need to watch it now, which is probably good.
Yeah, you don't. That one, I just had the most to say. I watched it today, and I'm like, that was pretty funny. There were multiple parts where I laughed. because Vin Diesel's like family's the most important thing, and then he shoots Shaw twice. I thought that was kind of funny.
Wasn't family.
And then he says family is the most important thing, and then he lets his Brazilian girlfriend get shot right in front of him. It's funny, though. It's funny. Oh, also, Helen Mirren is in that movie, and Helen Mirren is knighted. So I don't know why she's in this movie. I think she's also in 9, too, so. She plays Shaw's mom.
Nice.
Because, of course. So there you go. Fate and the Furious. I don't know if I'll watch both movies next week. I might though, because I'm enjoying these. So I'll watch F9 for sure, because that one's on HBO MAX. I'll have to figure out F9, the Fast Saga, and then I'll have to figure out a way to watch Hobbs and Shaw, because that's not on anything. So
buy the DVD Blu-ray box set.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
123movies.com.
Yeah, I could do that. So, that's it.
All right.
Did you hear that Rick and Morty's come into that Warner Brothers game?
Yeah.
What is that?
I can't wait
Nice.
to beat up LeBron James from the Space Jam.
That's what he's most known for.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.